webinar is for you. Good. So let's start right away. So we need to lay the blueprint for tonight's class. Yeah, lay the blueprint for tonight's class, and from there we can move into other things. So I always start by listing the agenda. Then after the agenda, we move into the points based on the agenda. So I have the agenda with me, and we'll go through the agenda. So how to break into tech. How to break into tech as a cybersecurity professional. Okay, so number one, introduction of myself. That's the founder, Digital Consulting Limited. Number two, introduction to digital consulting. Introduction to digital consulting. So that's the second thing we'll do tonight. We'll introduce digital consulting and what we're all about. Then number three, why tech? Why break into tech? Why cybersecurity? And then number four, exactly is cybersecurity. What exactly is cybersecurity? Then number five, steps to breaking into cybersecurity, which is like, how do you break into cybersecurity? Then we talk about the digital way. There's something called the digital way. Then we have your questions and your answers. Now, one thing I want to say is that tonight's session is going to be one of the best sessions you've ever attended on tech, because I'll be showing you practically what this whole tech thing is about. And this is not fluff. This is the real thing. So I want you to be focused. I want you to be here. And as we dive into this topic tonight, so let me have your attention and let's get into it. The very first thing is to introduce myself, which I will do in a few minutes. So I am Omiyale Yomi. I'm a tech professional, and I'm a clergy. So let me just bring the slide that shows a little about what I do. So once I'm done with this, then we'll move to introduction of digital. Introduction of digital. So let's get going. So who am I? I, just like many of you are watching me, I also transitioned to tech some years back. I used to work at PricewaterhouseCoopers, and I was there which is PwC, and I was there from 2013 to 2018. I worked there as a tax and transfer pricing professional. Then in 2018, I got a job as a senior tax accountant with the largest indigenously owned Nigerian oil exploration and production company, and I was there from December 2018 to February 2020. Okay, I'm a pastor. I used to pastor Lighthouse Church, Lagos, but now I'm the senior pastor of Household of Kings Church. So this is me right here. I'm married. This is my lovely wife. This is me. So these are old pictures anyway. This was at the start of the church. At the start of the church. Right. So let me share some pictures by myself. Okay. Then we get going. Okay. So this is me right here. Right here doing my thing. All right. So get to know about me. Yeah, I'm a fun person. I love having fun. Right. So here I was teaching real estate professionals, teaching them about opportunities in tech and how tech would help their business. So here I was teaching a cross section of Nigerian entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs how to leverage on the opportunities in tech. But these were many years back. I now do more online trainings. This was me right here speaking to, okay, this was so I guess that's a little about myself. Okay, you want to know more about me? I think we can do Instagram. Instagram will just do. Right, so I'm on Instagram. Yes, I'm on Instagram. Okay, so Instagram. Okay, so all you have to do is to search me, and this is like a page where I share my thoughts. This is just a personal page for me, right? And I share my thoughts here. Now let's talk about digital. So we've sorted out the first item on the list, and the first item is introduction of myself, which has been sorted out. So now the next thing is introduction to interconsulting. I tell people that if you will listen to anybody, you need to find out what they have been up to, what have they really been up to, and what have they been doing. So digital consulting started 5 years ago, and we've helped, in the last 5 years, we've helped thousands of Africans and non-Africans to transition to tech and to get a career, to get their first tech job, to set up tech-enabled businesses, and to get freelance opportunities in tech. And we've been doing that for the past 5 years. We are a 50-man stronger team, and we have students and tutors across 3 continents, Africa, Europe, and North America. So tonight's class is for the North America region. So, but don't just take my word for it. Take your time and do your research about us, and this is how you can do a research about digital. So I will advise that you do digital consulting reviews. Digital consulting reviews, right? So when you search digital consulting reviews, all you have to do is to go to Google, just go to Google reviews. And when you get here, you can see what students that we have trained, what they have to say about us. Now, we started as a tech training institute, training people in a physical facility, but we have grown, and right now, I would say 90% of our trainings are done online. The other 10%, we just do it in the office. So that is very, very important, very important. So you could go check our reviews and see what people have to say about digital and what digital has been up to. Now we've been mentioned in some dailies. Independent newspapers mentioned us. You could check us out: Guardian, Vanguard, Business Day, MSN. You know, we've had all these mentions here and there. And so you could just take your time. So another thing, you could search for digital consulting and you get more information about us. So that's the first thing. So it's not about what people say about themselves, is more about what people have experienced their services have to say about them. So this is the first way. Check us out on Google, especially our Google reviews, and you get to know what we really have been up to. But that is just one way. The second way is check out LinkedIn, because when you check out LinkedIn, you will be able to see what current and past students of digital consulting, what they've really been up to, right? What they've really been up to. Because I always say this, because there's always this fear people have about tech training institutes. And when I started out trying to break into tech, I also had that fear because people are not always who they claim to be. By the time you get in, you realize that, well, it's all promises, but little or no performance. So I'm teaching you all these things so that you know what to look out for. So the next thing is to check out LinkedIn, because if an organization has been around for the past 5 years or 6 years or thereabout, they would have left traces. There are people who have experienced them, and you can see their activity. So without wasting much time on that, just go to LinkedIn. So go to LinkedIn, and when you get to LinkedIn, search for digital consulting. Search for digital consulting on LinkedIn, right there. So this is digital consulting on LinkedIn. Then when you search for it, you click on post, right? You click on post. When you click on post, you can see what students have been up to. And you can see that these are working class like yourself. These are professionals trying to transition to tech. You can see what they have to say. You can, see more about us as an organization. And this is very important. This is very, very important to guide people in knowing more about the brand. So just take your time, read through posts that these individuals are making, these working professionals are making. You can see how classes are. So just take your time. This is very, very important. So this is an organization that has helped thousands of Africans and non-Africans across 3 continents to transition to tech. And we are here to help you to get your first tech job. Yeah, so take your time and you can go through that. So I think I've introduced digital consulting. Don't forget, I'm following the guide. I've introduced digital consulting, and the next thing would it be why tech, why break to a career in tech, why cybersecurity. So if you are with me, can I see your hands? We have 5 points to go. Why tech? Why break into tech? Why cybersecurity? So now I'll share my slide. There's a small slide I use for this part, and I will share this slide right away. There's a slide I use, break into cybersecurity slide. Why tech? Why break into tech? Why cybersecurity? So if you're following me, can I see your hands? If you're following me, can I see your hands? Okay, so here we have it. And let's run it. So why tech? Why switch to a career in tech? The reality is that IT opportunities are abundant, but the laborers are few. IT opportunities are abundant, the laborers are few. There's potential for remote jobs, flexible job schedules, freelancing, and a shortcut into making 6 digits income. You don't need an IT background, no university degree needed for most jobs or a lot of jobs. We wrote here more than 26% of IT workers don't hold a degree. Almost 49% of IT job postings in 2017 did not list a degree as a minimum requirement for candidates. No age constraints. You can start at any time. Now, don't take my word for it. Let's get going. Let's check this out. Let's check this out. Don't just believe what I have to say. Let's look at it. So LinkedIn is your friend. LinkedIn is the place to be. So let's check it out. We said IT opportunities are abundant. So how true is that? There are many other sites, Glassdoor, Indeed, but let's start with LinkedIn. So I'm going to do, there are many roles in cybersecurity, but let me start with SOC analyst. So I'm still going to explain all that. SOC analyst, threat hunter, threat intelligence analyst, incident responder. I'm still going to explain all that. So we could look at SOC analyst jobs in the United States, and we look at the past 24 hours. We are looking for jobs that are hot right now. So in the last 24 hours for SOC analyst, we've had 88 results here. So this one 9 hours ago, 62 applicants. So let's look at it. Salary $62,000 to $72,000. So SOC analyst is responsible for these, and these. Not a big deal. Qualifications, highly motivated. Candidate must be a US citizen, customer-oriented, strong this ability to understand knowledge of experience as understanding this bachelor's degree in information or equivalent work experience, right? So now let me say this. For some of you who are watching me, when you go through some of these jobs, you will see them talking about is either you have a bachelor's degree in this area or you have equivalent work experience. Now, one thing is I tell people from my experience, and this is what we tell our students, the easiest jobs to get are jobs that require 3 to 5 years experience. Those are the easiest jobs to get. I know I'm dropping a very, very deep point. So many beginners to cybersecurity, when they're applying for jobs, they are looking for entry-level jobs. The reality is that the entry-level jobs are few. Most organizations are looking for people that have years of experience. So you now ask me, but I don't have years of experience. Now that is why attending a boot camp, a 6 months boot camp, helps you to bridge the work experience gap. Because when you attend a boot camp, at the end of the 6 months boot camp, your skill set, your competency level is equivalent to someone that has had 3 to 5 years work experience. Now, some of you might find that to understand, but because we are in this industry, we're in this sector, and we help our students to get this kind of jobs, we know what works. So let me break it down to you. I started driving in 2015. That was almost 10 years ago. And I can only drive cars, SUVs, and the rest of it, sports cars, SUVs. That's what I don't know how to drive trailers. I don't know how to drive caterpillars or whatever. I can only drive cars. Now, someone who learned to drive cars last year, who also learned how to drive caterpillars and how to drive trailers, has more work experience than myself. Because even though I've been driving cars since 2015, the only thing I learned is how to drive sports cars and SUVs. But he learned how to drive cars last year. He learned how to drive cars. He learned how to drive caterpillars. He learned how to drive trailers. So that is how it works. So 6 months of a boot camp where you're exposed to a lot of projects is equivalent to 3 to 5 years work experience. That is how it works. So one of the mistakes people make is when they're applying for these jobs, they are looking for entry-level jobs. And they will hardly get those kind of jobs because most organizations are not looking for entry-level roles. They want people who have a measure of experience. So I needed to drop that. And your bachelor's degree is not the issue. Nobody's interested in whether you study computer science or not, or you don't, no. Do you have the requisite skills and the work experience? I'm still going to come to the area of certifications, but I'm just giving you an overview tonight on how it goes. So let's look at this other role, job responsibilities, then qualifications, put the qualification, the minimum of 4 years information security experience, bachelor's degree or experience. So you can just see that. And I've explained the experience issue to you. Now, another thing I also need to say, and I don't know why I'm saying this early enough, is that in get some of these jobs, it's a combination of your technical skills and your soft skills. The technical skills and the soft skills. So don't think that, oh, you know, it's all about the technical skills. There's also a lot that has to do with soft skills. So, because we have a team of technical recruiters that works with us in Agital, and when you get in, you get to know more about our team. But one thing we've realized in prepping our students for interviews, using our team of technical recruiters is, while organizations are looking for people that can get the job done, but they're also looking for people with the right attitude, with the right culture fit. They're looking for individuals that are teachable, they are ready to learn, they have collaboration skills, they are team players, right? Individuals who have a growth mindset. Because in the field of tech and in the field of cybersecurity, the field is rapidly evolving and changing. It's a changing field. So companies are looking for individuals who have a growth mindset, who are teachable, who are ever learning. These things are very, very critical, right? So that is what analyst. But there are other roles. There is threat hunter. There is threat hunter. So we could look at, in the last 24 hours, what job roles on threat hunter have we come across? So this is 117, right? So this 47 minutes ago, no applicants yet. So we could just shoot the CV. So visa, this and this and this, review this, analyze this, create this, maintain this, qualifications, and 2 years ago. So these guys are even looking for 2 years experience, right? Object this, and the rest of it. So we'll look at, okay, so let me just look at cybersecurity training and intern. Well, these are, I don't advise our students for entry level roles. It's not necessary, right? So develop, build, deploy. So we come to all this, but I just needed to show you this, that there are jobs in tech, there are jobs in cybersecurity. This is 7 hours ago. These are applicants. So this company inventory management and this minimum qualification, these or these. Yeah. So that's that for that. So let's go back to our slide. Let's go back to our slide. Now, we said no age constraints. No age constraints. So I understand that some of the people watching me are Africans and Nigerians, and I need to share this story with you to actually inspire you. Because in as much as I've shown you many of these things, I still believe that some of you have this idea that, is it possible? I don't have a tech background, right? Is it possible for me to transition to a career in cybersecurity, right? Now, some of you have this idea that are there jobs. That is why I had to show you 24 hours. I'm not even showing you jobs that were posted a week. And there are many of these roles. We are still coming to that. But I want the story of this Nollywood ex-actress to inspire you. Some of you might know her. She acted Super Story. She did one particular series, then Shuara, Super Story, and it was the rave of the moment then. But, you know, at the age of 44, she transitioned into tech. So she was 44 when she transitioned into tech. And she currently works as a senior IT auditor in the US at the moment. She works as a senior IT auditor in the US at the moment. So if you are on every other kind of job and maybe you're in your 40s or your late 30s and you're thinking, oh, Because even this is an ex-actress. She didn't have a background in tech, but she did it. So it's a function of the information available to you and your willingness to take advantage of that information. That is it. And cybersecurity jobs pays very well. There are jobs of $150,000 per annum, $160,000 per annum, $180,000 per annum, at times $100,000, $120,000 per annum, right? So it's a good place to start. It's a good place to start. Now, am I saying these jobs will just fall on your laps? Of course not. But if you do what you are meant to do, right, you will get the right results. So we follow a process, we follow a blueprint that will get you to your destination. So it is not a walk in the dark. You are not groping in the dark. There is a system. The jobs are there, right? All you need is to get the skill and you get the knowledge of how to break into the market. And the rest is just a matter of you just doing what you know how to do, right? So that being said, let's go back to our slide. If you are with me, can I see your hands? If you are with me, can I see your hands tonight? If you are with me, can I see your hands? Okay, good. Now, so remote jobs, fact or fiction, that it's not a fact. If I were just to show you cybersecurity, let's say I'm not even dividing the roles. I'm just using the broad word cybersecurity, because one thing about cybersecurity is there are many roles in cybersecurity, but I want to use the broad word cybersecurity, and let's do this. In the last 24 hours, we've had 2,381 results. 2,381 results in the last 24 hours. In the last 24 hours for the term cybersecurity. Cybersecurity, 2,381 in the last 24 hours. Right, so that is important. Now let's go back to our slide. So remote jobs is not a fiction. We're going to come to. So now, having said this, what exactly is cybersecurity? What exactly is cybersecurity? What exactly is it? So cybersecurity refers to the practice of protecting computer systems, networks, software, and data. So you have computer systems, you have the network, you have the software, you have the data from digital attacks, unauthorized access, damage, or theft. It involves implementing measures to prevent, detect, respond to, and recover from cybersecurity breaches. Now, cybersecurity involves the implementation of measures and controls to ensure the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information stored in digital format. Now, before we proceed, let's go back to our outline. Don't forget we have an outline we are following, and we are taking it one at a time. So why tech? Why break into tech? Why cybersecurity? Now, let me answer that question. Why cybersecurity? Why cybersecurity? Because cybersecurity has a lot of rules. It has a lot of rules, right? There are a whole lot of rules in cybersecurity, and I think I need to share this with you. I need to share this with you. Just run through this. There are a lot of rules. So there is always something for everybody. There is always something for everybody. And why are there a lot of rules? Because this is cybersecurity. Organizations are not joking. Every day, hackers are working round the clock to hack into systems, to hack into companies. So you can never be overprotected in cybersecurity. So there are a lot of rules. And because there are a lot of rules, there are a lot of opportunities. Like you can see from here, you have the application security specialist. I'm still going to come back to this. You have application, you have architecture, because these are different levels. Application, architecture, audit, cloud, compliance, education, engineering, generalist, governance, Um, you have incidents responder, you have networking, you have offensive, you have operations, privacy, sales, threat. So there are a lot of rules. Number two, why cybersecurity is a career you should consider is because the field keeps growing. The industry keeps growing. I'm still coming back to this, but let me show you something else. It keeps growing. So the number of cybersecurity jobs keeps increasing by the year. It's not reducing, it keeps increasing. Why? Because more and more organizations are seeing a need to secure their digital assets. So the number of cybersecurity jobs in 2023 was more than the number of cybersecurity jobs in 2022. And the number of cybersecurity jobs in 2024 is more than the number of cybersecurity jobs in 2023. And it will just keep growing that way. And I will show you why. I will show you why now. Why? So this is an industry that will keep growing. This is an industry that will keep growing. So it's an industry to position yourself in because it's ever growing. So why is it growing? So look at this. Just have a look at this now. In 2018, cyber attacks, the cost of cybercrime was $0.86 trillion. By 2019, it had become $1.16 trillion. 2020, it had become $2.95 trillion. 2021, $5.99 trillion. Now, by 2023, it was already $11.50 trillion. Now, just look at it. From 2018, 0.86, 2023, it was $11.50 trillion. So this is why organizations are not joking with cybersecurity, because the cost of the crime keeps increasing. Now, the third reason why cybersecurity is a career you shouldn't joke with is because it is a compliance thing. And that is where the area of GRC comes in. It's a compliance thing. So organizations have to be cybersecurity compliant. Now, even if they don't believe in cyber attacks, even if they don't believe that they could ever be hacked, there are regulations that they have to abide by, and they need cybersecurity professionals. Regulations around PCI DSS, regulations around the ISO 27001, regulations around SOC, regulations around GDPR. So there are many regulations they need to abide by. It's a statutory and a compliance issue. So this is why cybersecurity is something that we just keep growing. It's an industry, it's a field that will keep growing, and the opportunities in that field will keep growing. So we need to say that the opportunities will just keep growing. So I need to go back to my template and show you, go back to my template. Yeah. So what exactly is cybersecurity? So this is where we are. What exactly is cybersecurity? What exactly is cybersecurity? So let's get going. What exactly is cybersecurity? Now let's share. Let's go back to a slide. So yeah, we've said cybersecurity aims to ensure the confidentiality, the integrity, and the availability of information stored in digital formats. In today's digital world, where organizations rely heavily on technology for various operations, cybersecurity is crucial to safeguard sensitive information and defend against cyber attacks. Right? Against cyber attacks. Very, very important. Very, very important. So now, So in today's digital world, where organizations rely heavily on technology for various operations, cybersecurity is crucial to safeguard sensitive information and defend against cyber threats. These threats can come in various forms, including hackers, okay, so these threats can come in various forms, including hackers, malware, phishing attacks, ransomware, and insider threat. Now, cybersecurity, the what? What is the what of cybersecurity? Confidentiality. Information is accessible only to authorized individuals or entities. Protecting data from unauthorized access or disclosure. Integrity. The accuracy, reliability, and trustworthiness of data and systems. Availability. Ensuring that information and systems are accessible and usable when needed. So we call this the CIA triad: confidentiality, integrity, availability. Measures are implemented to prevent or mitigate disruptions that could impact the availability of critical resources. Authentication, authorization, verifying the identity of users, granting appropriate access privileges. This involves implementing mechanisms such as passwords, biometrics, and multi-factor authentication. This one isn't hard, right? Authentication, for instance, you want to use your phone and you have to put in a password. That is authentication. Network security, protecting computer networks from unauthorized access and attacks. This includes firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and VPNs. So this is network security. Now, we are looking into the what. So we have the slide here to talk about the what, but I will just use the last infographic that I used. So let me share that again, because that will be able to explain to you the different branches in cybersecurity. Now, cybersecurity is a very broad field, but here's how to go about it. It's a broad field, but first of all, you need to acquire the foundational knowledge. So what we do in digital is, when you come into digital, your first 3 to 4 months, you have a strong foundational knowledge, because you can be a threat hunter, you can be a SOC analyst, you can be a network security engineer. The skill sets are closely related. So what we do in your first 3 to 4 months, you are getting the foundational knowledge. Then you could decide to specialize. So because the skill sets are closely related, almost the same, a cybersecurity professional can work as a SOC analyst today and work as a threat hunter or work as an incident responder. The skill sets are closely related, right? So for us, it's about getting the foundational skill set, then specializing towards the end of your program. So let me go back to that infographic where I can break these opportunities down to you much better. And this is very important, right? So now we are right here. So first of all, we have application security. So application is just application. So there is a level of security that deals with the application itself. And here we have the application security specialist. So here we are focused on secure coding practices to ensure that the application, the software application, does not have vulnerabilities in it that hackers can explore. We have the cybersecurity architect. The architect designs the security architecture of the organization, right? We have the cybersecurity auditor. What auditors, they audit the systems, the softwares, the physical infrastructure of an organization to ensure that they are. Now, an auditor is different from a penetration tester. An auditor just audits the digital assets and the physical assets to ensure that the organization is safe or they are in compliance with regulations, right? So now we have cloud. So cloud is a big thing. Companies, organizations are moving to the cloud, but As they are moving to the cloud, there's also a need for security in the cloud. So we have the cloud security architect, the cloud security engineer, securing the cloud. Now, there is compliance. What does a compliance officer do to ensure that the organization is compliant with regulations and standards that governs the operation? So there are regulations and there are standards. At times, an organization might voluntarily comply with regulations to give them an edge over their competitors, but standards are mandatory. So for instance, organizations in the financial sector have to abide by the PCI DSS, Payment Card Industry Digital Standard, right? So education, cybersecurity lecturer, cybersecurity professor, cybersecurity awareness trainer. This is a very huge field because all organizations need ongoing and continuous cybersecurity awareness training. Ongoing and because the threats keep evolving. The cybersecurity landscape keeps evolving. So that is an industry on its own. We have cybersecurity engineering, we have the generalists, we have governance. Governance, we talk about the chief information security officer, chief privacy officer. Now we have investigation. Now, when an organization suffers a breach, you have to bring in the incident responders. You have to bring in the malware analyst, the cybercrime investigator to come in and find out what went wrong. So here they are trying to contain and they are trying to detect the source of the problem. So they are containing the problem and they're also trying to identify the cause of the breach so that the organization can safeguard itself against future occurrence. We have the networking, so network security, network engineer, they sit down with the network, they are focusing. But all these skill sets are closely related, like I say. So now we go to the offensive. So because many people have this idea that everything in cybersecurity is about being a penetration tester. Of course, you can specialize as a penetration tester towards the end of your program, but the foundational skill sets you need as a SOC analyst, as a threat hunter, as a network security engineer, they are still the foundational skills you need as a penetration tester. So as a junior penetration tester, and the truth is, in most organizations, you will hardly start out as a penetration tester or what they also call ethical hacker. So penetration tester, ethical hacker, vulnerability management or vulnerability assessment. They are all the same thing. So you are most likely not going to start out as a pen tester. It's always good to have acquired experience on the defensive side before you move into the offensive side, right? So we have the operations, and there's where we talk about the analyst and the SOC. So what is SOC? Security Operations Center. It's the defensive side. So they are into monitoring and maintenance. Monitoring and maintenance. Just checking to see that everything is going on smoothly. They are checking traffic. They are checking logs, right? To quickly detect a security breach, right? I call them the guard room or the patrol team of cybersecurity. We have data protection officer. So data protection is a big thing, right? It's a field in cybersecurity. It's on the non-technical part. Then we have sales, cybersecurity sales. So it takes a cybersecurity professional to be able to sell a cybersecurity solution. And because cybersecurity is a big deal right now, there are many companies out there who have deployed software solutions to safeguard organizations, but they need sales professionals. So in cybersecurity sales, you are doing what we call the pre-sales engineer. A pre-sales engineer is an individual who has a knowledge of the product, a technical knowledge of the product in order to sell the product, right? And the best set of people that are recruited for these roles are people who have a knowledge of this industry. So this industry is a very broad industry, right? So someone who has a knowledge, because you are speaking to CIOs of organizations and you want to sell a software product to them, a cybersecurity solution to them, you can't just be a salesman. You have to be better than a salesman. You have to be a salesman who has technical knowledge of cybersecurity before you can even sell a cybersecurity product. Because in that field, it's technical. You are not just a salesman who can sell clothes or sell shoes. You are selling a solution. So that is important. Then we have threat. So cyber threat intelligence specialist is very important. Cyber threat intelligence analyst and threat hunter. So what are threat hunters? So organizations have to be proactive. They don't have to wait for problems to arise. So a threat hunter investigates likely threats to an organization. So they look at general threats in the dark web, then they look at threats to that particular organization. So they investigate such threats and they give management a report. So for instance, if I'm a threat hunter in a bank, and 2 weeks ago, a bank in my industry got hacked. My role as a threat hunter is to identify what happened. How did they get hacked? What was used? Was it a malware that was used? Was it as a result of a third-party breach? No, to investigate these things. What am I doing? I'm hunting for threats. Because it has happened to Bank A, today it is Bank A, tomorrow it might be my bank. So that is the work of a threat hunter. So you can see that all these things are closely related. It's a very broad and interesting field, and the opportunities are diverse. The opportunities are diverse. So now let's go back to our slide. Let's go back to our slide. Or our outline. What exactly is cybersecurity? So I believe I've exhausted this. What exactly is cybersecurity? What exactly is cybersecurity? Now we have 3 more steps to go. We have 3 more steps to go. So how do you break into cybersecurity? That's the next step. How do you break into cybersecurity? Now I'm going to get practical now. How do you go into how do you break into cybersecurity? So what are the steps into breaking into cybersecurity? So number 1, how do you break into cybersecurity? Number 1, to break into cybersecurity, I would start out by saying you need the right mindset. You need the right mindset. You see, there is nothing as important as a right mindset. You are watching me right now. You could just believe that, oh, no, it's not true. It's not possible. Nobody can break into cybersecurity. And that's fine. Because that is what you believe and that is what you experience. But when you have the right mindset, like I've spoken right now for the past 50 minutes, showing you many things, all you have to do is check out all these things I've said. Take your time, look at this. That's why I had to show you LinkedIn. You can check Upwork, you can check other sites. You see the jobs out there. So check out these things. Now have that right mindset. Of course, some of these jobs, you see them talking about a computer science degree, whatever, but not all the jobs. As a matter of fact, most of the jobs are more particular about the work experience, right? The work experience than the computer science degree. They are more particular about that. So you just have to have that right mindset. So if you are stuck in a job or you are stuck in a career path, and that career path, you can't see, you can't see a future for yourself. I can tell you for the fact that tech is evergreen. The opportunities in tech keep growing. The opportunities in cybersecurity keep growing. There is nothing like saturation in tech or saturation in cybersecurity. Forget what happens in the news, right? Maybe the big tech companies, maybe they are downsizing, but the small tech companies are not downsizing. I need to say this because many people follow the fake news. They follow all this news all around. But the news is not necessarily reality. The reality is that go and apply for that job. There are many jobs out there. Apply for that job. Go for that interview, acquire the skill, and get the job. There are individuals that we have trained who have had 2-3 job offers. So have that right mindset. Have that right mindset. Don't give in to analysis paralysis. Analysis paralysis. No, take that step. The interesting thing is that when you break into tech, you just keep rising higher. That is how it works. So if you're in a field or you're in an industry that is not challenging you, you're in an industry that there is no career projection for you, there's no career path, there's no career trajectory for you, tech is the place, but you need the right mindset. You need a mindset that believes in possibilities. You need a mindset that is ready to put in the work and get the results. So the right mindset is the first thing. The opportunities are out there, but you need the right mindset, first of all, because if you don't have that right mindset, you just sit down and say, oh, no, it's not possible. Oh, no, I'm a nobody. I can't do it. I am old. Oh, I don't have a master's in computer science or in cybersecurity. Oh, it's not my thing. And that will be your reality. So number 2 is you need a boot camp. You need a boot camp. Now, why do you need a boot camp? You see, a boot camp shortens your learning process. It shortens the process of learning. When you are learning on your own, which is good, because even when you get into a boot camp, as you are being taught, you are still doing self-learning because you do projects, you do assignments, so you will still learn on your own. But a boot camp shortens the learning process. It shortens the duration of learning. And in a boot camp, you have guidance. So you're not groping in the dark. You're not moving around here and there. You have individuals, and that is what we offer in digital consulting. You have individuals who are experienced in the industry. These are individuals who have gotten jobs in the industry. So Digital, our headquarters is in Lagos, but we have tutors and we have students in Europe region and in North America region. We have some of our tutors in North America region. We have some of our tutors who are in Nigeria here, but they are working for organizations in the US, organizations in Europe. Of course, that is hard because in cybersecurity, many of them will request that, you have to be resident in that country and, for security clearance and all those stuff. But the reality is that when you are sound and very sound, there are really no barriers. There are really no barriers. So we have some of our tutors right here in Nigeria who handle consulting roles, cybersecurity consulting roles for organizations in the US and organizations in Europe, right? So that experience is very important. So how much more you listening to me that you're actually resident in the US? You're actually living in the US, right? So, and we have professionals resident in the US who are working in cybersecurity in the US that will guide you. So you're not groping in the dark. You're not just looking all around. You don't know what to do. So you are moving from one YouTube video to an Udemy course to a Coursera course. And you don't need to all do that. So a bootcamp offers you highly experienced tutors that helps you with guidance, coaching, and support. Now, the thing is, when people try to learn on their own, which is not bad, I keep saying it that you are still going to learn on your own. The challenge with that is when you get stuck, who do you run to when you get stuck? Who do you run to when you get stuck? Who do you run to? Because you are stuck. There's nobody to run to. But when you are in a boot camp, when you get stuck, there are individuals that will give you the support that you need. A boot camp is a community. You are learning in groups. You are learning with your peer. And they are giving you all the support that you need. So that is very important. Now, number 3, you need practical skills and a portfolio of projects. and a portfolio of projects. You see, the problem with a lot of people is that they think they know, but they don't know as much as they think they know. So what do I mean by that? You see, when it comes to tech, when it comes to cybersecurity, the project is everything. The project is everything. So I have some of our students in Digital who they are right on the free group because they are also in our paid programs. And these students of ours, they already had certifications in cybersecurity before they even came to Digital. They already had certifications in cybersecurity, and they were already getting interviews. Recruiters were reaching out to them because they had a very strong CV, they packed it with certifications, but they were getting into interviews and they were not getting the jobs. Because even though they had the certifications, it was clear when they were being interviewed that they lacked the practical skills. They lacked the work experience. They lacked a portfolio of projects. So in as much as I know, many of you are going to come here and talk about CompTIA, certified ethical hacker, CISSP, all those things are good. They are good on your CV, right? They are wonderful. But listen to me, before you start doing all that, get the practical skills. Your certifications might get you a foot in the door. It might get you an interview invite. Your CV, your LinkedIn profile might get you an interview invite, but it is your skill, your practical skill, your portfolio of projects that will stand you out. And that people, whoever is interviewing, will know that this person knows his stuff. So if you are coming into our bootcamp, have the mindset that you are coming here to learn technical skills. You are coming here to build a portfolio of projects, and you'll be making use of a lot of labs to get this done, Kali Linux and some other labs. So you will do this practically. Now, having sorted that out, then we now talk about certifications. We talk about certifications. Now, certifications are good, right? Because it helps your CV. And there are two kinds of certifications. We have the free sets, which we encourage you to get, and they are free because you don't pay money for it. So we have ISC squared, we have the Cisco Cyber Ops, you have the Fortinet, network security, 1, 2, and 3. You have AWS security, right? These are free, right? They are free, and it's good because there are some jobs you will see them talking about, okay, must have knowledge of Fortinet, of Palo Alto, right? So having these free certifications costs nothing. And some of them are actually quite strong. And you have the ISO, I always advise ISO 27001. So this is on the compliance side. This is on the non-technical side. Now there are the paid ones. The paid ones, honestly, for the paid ones, just get your CompTIA Security Plus. Get your CompTIA Security Plus. That is the most important one. If you now choose to, right? If you choose to, you can get your CISSP and your CEH. But let me also, so it's not about certifications, because I know some of our students who are in our program right now, they've gotten CISSP, they have CEH, but they don't have the technical skills. They don't have projects to back it up. All they just did was just to read, because people have this idea that, oh, once I just get the certifications, yeah, it's good, but a recruiter will always choose a candidate that just has 1 or 2 free certifications, but has the technical skills above a candidate that has the certifications, but he has no technical skills. Because when you get into the work environment, you are not writing exams there. You are handling work. You are doing work there, right? So that is very important. Now, number five, you need career coaching. You need career coaching. What do I mean by career coaching? So now we've spoken about the fact that you need to have the right mindset, which is important. You are ready to work. You are ready to transition. You have that, yes, I can do this thing, right? Now, then you attend a boot camp where you acquire the practical skills, the portfolio of projects, and in digital, the brochure will be shared on the group, but in digital, you learn everything. You learn the practical and you learn the non-technical. So we teach you the technical and the non-technical, right? So the non-technical is the GRC side, governance, risk, and compliance. Then the technical side is cybersecurity, networking, threat intelligence, SOC, pen testing, vulnerability assessment. So that's the technical side. So we teach you everything. Why? So we do that because we've realized from the experience of our students that when you are interviewing for a non-technical role, the fact that you have experience or you have skill sets in the technical area always gives you an extra edge over candidates that just have the non-technical experience or the non-technical skill set. And the same way, when you're interviewing for a technical role, the fact that you have knowledge of the non-technical side of things always gives you that additional edge. So even though eventually towards the end of your training, you would decide, okay, I think I want to specialize in this area, right? But you still need having that broad knowledge. Having that broad knowledge helps you. It helps you to be who you ever want to be, right? So like they say, no knowledge is a waste. So that broad knowledge goes a long way. Now, career coaching. So what happens in career coaching? Now, we've spoken about certification. So in career coaching, now CV revamp. Now you see, there are some CVs that are dead on arrival. Some CVs are dead on arrival. So in the career coaching, we help you with drafting your CV in the right way. Some of you, by the time you are done with the training, the technical skills you've acquired in the training and your previous work experience, we try to mirror your previous work experience and your experience with digital to show how what you have learned gives you the requisite work experience that you need. So in a long short, to cut a long story short, we work on revamping your CV. Revamping your CV. Your CV is what the recruiter will see. So as you're applying to all these jobs, you must apply with a CV that recruiters are interested in. A CV that will make a recruiter to reach out to you for an interview. Now, when it comes to the career coaching, our career coaching is handled by cybersecurity coaches and technical recruiters. Now, some of you during the course of creating awareness for this session, I shared Abid, I shared the profile of Abid, I shared the profile of Sean. Now, Sean and Abid are technical recruiters. And when we share the brochure tonight, we'll still share their profile. So that is their job. What do? They recruit for organizations. Abid has recruited for LinkedIn, for Microsoft, for Uber, for Lana, for Teradata, right? Sean has recruited for Reed, for Benchmarks. He has a lot of all these organizations, tech organizations, right? So they've recruited for a lot of tech companies. So they understand what organizations are looking for. So the best person that can train you to get a job is the person that interviews people for jobs. Is the person that sifts through CVs. So they will teach you. Then the cybersecurity coaches too, they are part of the career coaching, right? Because the cybersecurity coaches are people who work in cybersecurity. So they've gotten jobs in cybersecurity, but the technical recruiters are also part of the team. So your career coaching classes hold once in a month. And the beauty of the career coaching program is that your technical program is 6 months. Your technical program is 6 months. And in that technical program, you are learning the technical side of cybersecurity and the non-technical side of cybersecurity is 6 months. But your career coaching does not end. You hear what I said? Your career coaching does not end because Agital is a community. So when you are done with so from the start of your program, your career coaching program starts, but it does not end. So every month, at times, twice in a month, career coaching classes continues. And what do they do at this career coaching? CV revamp, LinkedIn optimization, right? You see, there is a way you optimize your LinkedIn. Abid has worked in LinkedIn. He was at LinkedIn for several years. So who can teach you LinkedIn better than a senior recruiter at LinkedIn? A senior recruiter at LinkedIn, right? Who uses LinkedIn to recruit staffs for LinkedIn. So your LinkedIn is not just a place. Many people don't understand LinkedIn. They have no understanding of LinkedIn. So you are taught LinkedIn because in LinkedIn, you can attract recruiters will reach out to you by themselves because there's a way you have optimized your profile. Then it doesn't end there. Interview prep. Then also sharing opportunities within the network, within our network. So another thing that happens during the career coaching is interview prep. So while your training is going on from the second and third month, I advise our students to start applying for jobs. Don't wait till the end of your training. So as you're applying for those jobs, whatever experience you are having at the career coaching sessions, you are being asked, okay, so how did this interview go? Okay, this and this and this. And the technical recruiters and the career coaches, they are showing you, okay, this is what you got wrong. They even do prep interviews for you during the career coaching classes. There are mock interviews for you to test you and to show you, okay, this is where you are getting it wrong. And like I said, when it comes to the interview, it's not just about your technical skills is part of it, your certifications is part of it, your portfolio of projects is part of it, your work experience is part of it, but there is a lot around your soft skills. Many people fail interviews because they don't understand the power of soft skills. And I said this earlier. Are you a team player? So this is why career coaching is very, very important for us in Agital. Are you a team player? Do you have a growth mindset? Are you teachable? Do you have the right attitude and the enthusiasm to learn? Because cybersecurity is an evolving field. Are you a good organizational fit? Does your personality fit with the culture of the company? So there are a lot involved. So it's not just about, I can do this, then I get certifications, then next thing, let me go. No, you need to be trained by a technical recruiter and a career coach. So then, of course, opportunities are shared. There are opportunities that we always have access to, which most times are not always out there in the public domain. And those opportunities are shared with you because we work with a team of technical recruiters, right? So like I said earlier, and I don't want to lose this point, your training does not end when your 6 months training ends. Your career coaching continues because Agital is a community. So we keep coaching you at times once in a month, career coaching, at times twice in a month until you get that job. So that is how our training works. So it's a mentorship program. It's a mentorship program, and there are many experts that will come around. So the job is done when you transition to tech, right? So it's your 6-month program that ends, but the career coaching continues, right? So I'm done with that. Then the digital way. So classes holds Saturdays and Sundays. Classes hold Saturdays and Sundays, and classes holds by 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And that's 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, once or twice a month, depending on the progress of your class, by the time you enter your 2nd and 3rd month, when you start applying, it will become twice a month. You have career coaching classes. And you have career coaching classes once or twice a month. He also holds weekends too, right? No, sorry, he holds on Sundays. So by the time you start from your 2nd to your 3rd month, it becomes more intense. It becomes twice a month, right? Now, the program is highly subsidized, and classes starts next week, Saturday, which is 6th of July. And it's a promo training, so that is why it's highly subsidized. It's just 750 USD. The brochures will be shared on the group, and you can see our faculty and what we have to offer. Now, this 7 USD is promo price, right? It's our promo price for this training. And the normal price is actually 1,500 USD for this training. But if you register between now and next week, Friday, registration closes next week, Friday, which is 5th of July, right? For those who want to do instrumental payment, you will do 500 USD and 500 USD by next week, Friday, and 400 USD by ending of July, or July ending, or last week in July, right? So payment is via the Stripe link, and the Stripe link will be shared on the group after tonight's session. So at this point, I think I need to take our questions for a few minutes. Yeah. Need to take our questions for a few minutes. Yeah. So, do we have questions? Do we have questions? Okay, I think if you have questions, so for enquiries, you can share your questions on the group. Or WhatsApp. Yeah. So here is just WhatsApp. Yeah. So that's that. I don't think anybody has questions. I think we are very clear tonight on at the webinar. So all I just have to do is to share every necessary information with you on the group, which is being done. And if you have further questions, you can always reach out via WhatsApp or via the group. Please ensure you chat with the right admins. That is very important, very, very important. So if you have further questions, you can always reach out for your questions. So I leave you one last word. Don't give in to analysis paralysis. Take that step right now. We are here to help you to fulfill your career dreams, and that is what we do at Agital. And we will hold you by the hand till you accomplish your dream. Like I said, it is the 6 months technical training that ends after 6 months. But the career coaching starts from the first month of your training And it just goes on and on and on, because we are here to help you achieve. No. So the class is $750. So don't get it confused. $750. If you register between now and next week Friday, it's $750. Please, $750, one-time payment. One-time payment, $750 if you register between now and next week Friday. So $750 by next week Friday. Of course, there are certifications now. There are certifications from Digital, and there are also a lot of free certifications you will get during the course of the program. So Antonio, yeah, I love what you said. You said the last class was that amount. Yeah, but it was a promo then, and that's just it. You should have taken advantage of it then, right? But you can always reach out to me, right? You can always reach out to me, right? So that's just it. That's just it. So for those who are saying this, there are students of Digital on your free group who are currently attending our training. So that's just it. They are currently attending our training, and they're on the group. They're on your free group. They came just like you into the program a few months ago, and their training is going on smoothly. So it's that simple. It's that simple. And you can check out Digital. So there's nothing to be worried about. There's nothing to be worried about. So if you have further questions, let me know. Right. I think I still have maybe 2 minutes to spend with us. Yeah. Still have a few minutes to spend with us. Yeah. So do you have any questions? Okay, 1 minute. 1 minute and we are done. If anybody has any question, kindly drop it. Okay, so thank you, people. If you have inquiries, you have clarifications, you can always reach out to me and we'll take it from there, right? You can message on WhatsApp or you drop messages on the group if you need additional information. Do have a wonderful time, people. The replay will be shared on the group tonight. Do have a wonderful time. Bye for now. See you in class. Bye.